My parents banned me from Christmas for years and only loved my brother. At his job interview, HR revealed I was the CEO, and his face went pale. Growing up, my parents made it very clear that my younger brother Derek was the golden child. He got the bigger bedroom, the nicer clothes, the new gaming console every year. I got hand-me-downs and a twin mattress on the floor. But the worst part was Christmas. When I turned 12, my parents sat me down and told me Christmas was for family who deserved it. Since my grades weren't as good as Derek's, I didn't deserve presents anymore. That year, I watched from my room while Derek opened gift after gift downstairs. Xbox, new skateboard, expensive sneakers, the works. I got nothing, not even a card. This went on for 6 years straight. Every December, my mom would tell me to stay in my room on Christmas morning so I wouldn't ruin Derek's special day. My dad would take Derek to fancy dinners while I ate cereal alone in my room. When I asked why they hated me so much, my mom just said some kids are easier to love than others. That destroyed me. I left for college the day after graduation and never looked back. Paid my own way through community college working 3 jobs. Took out loans for the rest. My parents never called to check on me, but I'd see their Facebook posts bragging about Derek getting into some expensive private school they were paying for. After college, I got an entry-level job at a tech startup. Worked insane hours, taught myself coding on weekends, pushed myself harder than anyone else in the office. While Derek was partying through college on my parents' dime, I was building something. 10 years later, that startup became one of the fastest growing companies in the state. I'd worked my way up from customer service to management to VP, and when the founder retired last year, the board voted me in as CEO. I was 32 years old running a company worth $50 million. My parents still didn't know. We hadn't spoken in over a decade. Then last month, my HR director asked me to sit in on some final round interviews for a senior analyst position. She said one candidate had an impressive resume but seemed entitled in the phone screening. She wanted my read on him before making an offer. I looked at the name on the resume and my heart stopped. Derek Patterson, my brother. I looked at his work history and almost laughed. Hopped between 5 companies in 8 years, never staying longer than 18 months. His references were mediocre at best, but he had a degree from that fancy school my parents bankrupted themselves paying for, so he probably thought he was entitled to whatever job he wanted. I told HR to schedule him without mentioning my name. Just list me as a senior executive on the panel. Interview day came, and I sat in the conference room with 2 other directors, my nameplate turned face down on the table. Derek walked in wearing an expensive suit, cocky smile on his face, looking exactly like the spoiled kid who got everything handed to him. He didn't even glance at me, just launched into this rehearsed speech about his qualifications. Halfway through his answer about leadership experience, I flipped my nameplate around. Derek's eyes landed on it. CEO, Marcus Patterson. His face went completely white. The smile disappeared. He stammered mid-sentence, then went silent, just staring at me. One of the directors asked if he was okay. Derek couldn't form words. Finally, he whispered, "Marcus?" I leaned back in my chair and said, "Hi, Derek. It's been a while. Didn't know you were looking for work." He looked like he was going to be sick. Started stuttering about how he didn't know I worked here, how crazy this coincidence was, how we should catch up as family. I let him squirm for a minute before cutting him off. "Your resume shows you've left every company within 2 years. Can you explain why?" Derek tried to recover, making excuses about seeking new challenges and growth opportunities, but I'd already called his references before the interview. 2 of them said he was lazy and complained constantly. The third said he'd been let go for missing deadlines. I asked him one more question. "Do you remember Christmas when you were 16 and I was 18? You got that Mercedes from mom and dad?" "What did I get?" Derek's face turned red. The other directors looked confused but stayed quiet. "Nothing," Derek whispered. "That's right," I said. "So let me tell you what I learned from getting nothing. I learned to work for everything I have, to earn respect instead of expecting it, to build something real instead of coasting on daddy's money. Your resume tells me you never learned any of that." Derek just sat there, completely humiliated. I stood up and shook his hand. "We'll be in touch about next steps, but between you and me, I don't hire people who don't know the value of hard work." He left without another word. HR sent him the rejection letter that afternoon. My assistant told me she saw him sitting in his car in the parking lot for 20 minutes before driving away. I didn't feel bad about it at all.